Hi everyone, Colin English from Rocky Mountain Fly Shop. Today I'm going to be tying a crimson lightning bug, which is one of my favorite patterns. I use it all summer long, especially up in the high country. I love it as a dropper. It's one of my go-tos. So we'll get her started here. So today I'm going to be using a Mustad 280 AP size 14 hook. Another hook that I use for lightning bug quite a bit is Mustad C49. It's got a bit more of a curve in the body. Both of them are good for lightning bugs. Got a 7/64 black bead. And today I'm going to be tying with a new product to me. It's called Mono Thread. This one is from Techstream. It's in size small. I've been using it here for the last couple of weeks. I like it quite a bit. It's really smooth. It's nice and easy to work with for smaller flies. I find that it doesn't get frayed on the hook or on my fingers like lots of traditional threads do when I'm doing some smaller stuff. So you're going to want to wrap your thread about 1/3 of the way down the hook shank. And then we're going to come in with some 0.015 lead. And just like our thread base, we're going to want to wrap our lead about 1/3 of the way down the hook shank. Once we get that done, I like to cut the back end out. Then what I'll do is I'll come in and I helicopter the front. And I like to use my bobbin just to touch up the back end, give everything a little push up to the bead. Once that's done, we're going to want to come in with our thread and just really give some good wraps over that lead to secure it into place. And then we'll come in just 4 or 5 wraps behind the lead, and we're going to stop. And this is where we're going to put our pheasant tail fibers in. So this is shore pheasant tail. We're using red. And what we're going to want to do is measure out our tail section. So it's about half the length of the hook shank. We're going to wrap pretty deep. We're going to come all the way back to about the barb, just a few wraps behind it, and we want to stop just short of where the hook shank curves down. Once we've got our pheasant fibers in place, we're going to want to add some wire for ribbing material. So we're using UTC size small in black tonight. What we're going to want to do is come in with the wire right next to the body of the fly, right on the side, and wrap all the way back to where we stopped wrapping our pheasant fibers. And make our way back to the front. At this point I'm going to come up about halfway through my lead, and we're going to add our flash body material. So we're using another Techstream material here tonight. It's called Bowers Pike Flash in 1/32. Just like we did with the first two materials, we're going to want to make sure that we bring this flash material all the way to the back. Go right tight to where we stopped with our pheasant tail and our wire. And if you get a little bit of some bare spots on the shank, don't worry about it. You can cover them up on the way back up to the top. Now we got our body wrap in place, we're going to come in with our ribbing. So we'll grab that black wire. And we want to bring it about halfway up our lead wrap. Now that our ribbing's in place, we're going to put our flashback material on. So our flashback material is the same color as the body wrap. This one's also a Techstream material. It's holographic fibers in large. So same material but larger size. I like to use a smaller material on the body wrap because I find it wraps a lot tighter for me. But you can tie the whole fly with the one flash material if you like. Once we get that flash material tied in, we want to come about a third of the way down the shank. And then next we're going to come in with our peacock curl. Something I'm going to show you here too, you guys can see how the flashback material is kind of wrapping and getting in the way while I'm tying. There's a cool tool that I use a fair bit called the Loon Vice Pawn. This is great for kind of holding back materials and keeping them out of the way. So now that we've got our pearl in place there, we're going to grab some more pheasant fibers. We're going to use about 6 to 8 for the front end of the fly. What we want to do is we want to come in and measure, and we want to leave about 2 bead lengths worth of material ahead of the front of the bead. I like to give 3 or 4 real good cinching wraps there. It kind of pulls all the fibers up, because what we're going to have to do next is split them. So I like to come in here with a bodkin and just kind of part them. You know, equal parts. If you've got 6 fibers, try to get 3 on each side, or 8, 4, and 4. Doesn't have to be exact, we just need to make sure that we've got a nice hole in here for the flashback material to come through. So now we're going to reach over and grab our flashback material and just pull it up through the hole in the middle. We'll reach over and grab pheasant tail fibers and pull them back. At this point, I like to take my bobbin and just do 1 wrap over the top, and then I'll reach back in, grab my flashback material and get it centered. Then I'll give it 2 more good cinching wraps. Then I'll grab my flashback material and pull it back, and give it 1 or 2 more before we whip finish. And the last step we've got to do here is just cut the tag off the flashback material. I like to pull it forward as far as I can, and then reach in, try to snip it as close as you can to the fly. And there you have it. Crimson lightning bug. Thanks for watching.